Sup, Eli? Hold up. How you doing, my man?
Pretty good.
So we're going to get ready here and play a game called Shardlands. Has no title screen. It just kind of starts.
Mysterious.
Yeah, definitely. And I figured, I had started this game, played it a little bit, and, I was thinking about recording just midway through, because there is a hub world that you encounter later, but I think this is probably the easiest way to explain to the listener, what exactly is going on. So
I dig the pathfinding little thing that pops up. That's cool.
yeah, it's definitely neat. And I'm having still after playing this game for about an hour or so, I don't really know how to classify this. I mean, it's like an adventure game, but it's got some puzzle elements.
Yeah, I saw it coined as an atmospheric puzzle game.
Okay.
Which instantly made me think, oh man, I wish they would put more boxes in the room.
Well, interestingly, the one thing I did catch on, it doesn't appear that there is a combat mechanic. So even though there are enemies, you can't do anything to them. You have to figure out ways to kill them.
Isn't that that seems clever?
Non-violently, I guess.
Non-violently.
Well,
I mean, that's kind of what I like about the Telltale adventure games too. Is that there's combat, but it's combat with air quotes.
Right. Yeah. And it's frantic, and it feels right. Feels human. With this specifically, so whenever you encounter a monster, they key in on you, they start following you, and you have to run to a beacon, and that beacon takes care of them. So it's always you just evading these monsters or trying to figure out ways around them as opposed to directly confronting them, which admittedly doesn't happen in a lot of video games. Late title card! Eli Hodep, what do you think?
Oh, Shardlands.
Woo!
Welcome to the future.
So, and from what I could tell, it's just you're a person who woke up somewhere where they don't know where they are, and you have this little, Navi kind of thing. It's hey, listen! Hey!
So, basically what you're telling me is it's the story of my life, only replace this fairy with, Twitter alerts?
Yeah, alright, yeah.
Okay.
Sounds about right, man. And your goal is, apparently, always to collect all the orbs in a given level, and then take a teleporter out. Say peace out to wherever you are, and then keep doing it for some reason. I don't know yet.
This is all too familiar to me.
And I guess as you collect shards, you unlock powers, maybe? This is the only one I've seen so far. You can move platforms with your mind.
Or in this case, your finger.
Yes.
Which is controlled by your mind, so...
Yeah, I guess so, in a way. Yeah, there you go. Science.
That's some next level stuff there.
Some science for your ear holes. Powerful stuff. So, I was kind of thinking as I was playing this game, I like the look of it in some ways I don't. It's kind of got that weird, surreal sci-fi vibe that, God of Blades had, for example, with some of its level design and stuff like that, but I don't like some of the shading, I guess. The lighting. I don't like some of the lighting.
It's too blue for you?
A little bit. I kind of feel like a game like this probably deserves a little bit more of a painterly look.
So you're just such a fan of the Unreal Engine Browns.
Is this a UE3 game? It might be.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it might be. It doesn't have that slimy look though. Interestingly, Dishonored, which is the new Bethesda published joint from Arcane Studios. It's a stealth game, totally unrelated to this, but. It is a UE3 game, and nothing in it.
Doesn't look like it. Looks like a Quake 3 engine game.
Yeah, it doesn't look all gross and slimy. Here's some enemies, by the way. So this is what goes on. An enemy's like, yo, what's up? And then you gotta run away to a beacon, and the beacon then kills the monster for you, which I thought was interesting. It's novel. I spent way too, like He-Man today. How many enemies did we kill? 100? 200?
Probably more than, yeah.
We killed a lot of skeletons earlier today, and I feel like a game that doesn't embrace that is it's a nice palate refresher.
Yeah, totally. Have you played Dishonored? Do you like it?
I love it. I beat it. It was
Really?
It was a good time. Yeah, I played a super violent run, which was really interesting.
I played about 15 minutes. I'm not crazy about it.
You got to dive in a little deeper. It's a little bit deeper in what you think.
My problem is I if I'm gonna play a video game, by typical video game playing habits, I'm really into mobile games, obviously, because I like stuff that I can just play for a few minutes at a time. You
can just fart around.
Okay, I'm waiting. I'm gonna play Dual Jump or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Single player games I really like multiplayer games, like on PC and Xbox, right?
Mm.
But single player games like really need to hook me in,
right?
For me to not feel like I'm wasting my time playing them.
Yeah, it just didn't grab you quick enough.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I was explaining this to my roommates. Oh, so this is the hub that you talked about.
Yeah. So like, you know, I just beat the first level here, and the game's not explaining anything to me. So that's why I'm always saying like seems and maybe, and I assume, because I really don't know what's going on in this game. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, so I was explaining to my roommates that like a game like BioShock, you know, like you don't get to the point where you can even do anything in that game, and you're like already hooked.
Yeah, that opening,
you know, like with
the
like the opening and the plane crash and like going down in the bathysphere, and then you know, seeing the whole like underwater world. Yeah, I mean, I was so sold on that game before I even had like a weapon I could swing.
Yep.
And then, you know, compare that to Dishonored, where it's like, hey, you're, you know, unjustly found guilty of murder.
Right.
I don't know. It feels so uninspired comparatively.
Yeah, okay. I can totally see that. I respect that opinion, Eli Hodap. Now, the story stuff does get weaker as it goes, too. Like, I actually felt like the intro was probably probably the strongest part. There is a particular mission, though, that is amazing. They showed it off at PAX a couple times, so this isn't a spoiler or anything. It's like a ball that you go into, like a kind of thing where, like, everybody's wearing masks and stuff, so you're actually allowed in. You don't have to worry about being, like, spotted immediately, you know, because everybody's got a mask. Yeah. And if you play that violently, that is so funny. I mean, you kick it. Okay, so the objective of it is to identify a person at the party and kill them. Except the problem is 3 people are dressed like that person, and they're acting as that person. So as you play, you have to figure out who is the real person that's supposed to kill, right? But
the real Slim Shady, as it
were. You can play that super violently and just Terminator it. Like, I kicked in the door of that party. Are you Sarah Connor? No. Boom. Are you Sarah Connor? No. Are you Sarah Connor? Yes. Okay. And then you could sign the guest book on your way out. Like, so I just blew up this party, basically. I just walked in and I just destroyed. I leveled it. And then signed the guest book on the way out. It was so amazing.
I don't know. I mean, I guess just the way that I look at games, especially now, single player, like non-bite-sized mobile experiences, like I really play them for like the whole narrative experience.
Right.
And if that feels lacking to me, like the entire thing just feels like a waste of time.
Yeah, I can see that, man. Especially when we have so many good narrative games, you know?
Right. I mean, that's the thing. I mean,
was amazing.
Yeah, especially now, and I don't know. I mean, it sounds kind of stupid to say, but I mean, like, you know, with like pricing on Steam and stuff, like it just feels like there's no reason for me to, you know, spend $60 on like a new release game that's just okay when there's like more content than I can ever play in a million years that I know are like good old games.
Right.
That I'm gonna have a great time with, and you know, will cost me like $5.
Right. No, I hear you.
I don't know. I mean, it sounds kind of curmudgeon-y, I guess, but
I mean, it's a valid thing. I mean, I won't. I don't hate you any more than I already do.
I mean, like if Borderlands didn't have like the awesome multiplayer component, like I would play it.
Yeah, it'd be pretty easy to check out on that. A game gets hard. It's pretty brutal with that, buddy.
Yeah. Well,
oh come on, monster.
Saw that coming.
Why didn't you tell me about it then, huh? Thanks, Eli Hodap. So I really like the idea of this game. Like, I can't wait to see how it pans out over the long term. And if you're watching this, I think this is a pretty decent indication of what to expect from the rest of the levels. But that power tree might expand. I'm not really sure, like where it ends. Like which is kind of weird. You play a game and you get through the tutorial, but you still don't have a sense of the scope and the scale and what you can do. I always find that kind of odd when games don't really express all of their mechanics too well.
It's always fun to you know, like when we're at conventions or whatever, and explain to developers like why we didn't like their game or whatever, and like the answer is like, oh, well, you didn't get to the good part.
Right.
Like what harm is there in like front loading at least a taste of the good part?
Yeah, just so I get an idea. Like, because right now I'm collecting orbs that unlock teleporters, but I don't know why that's important.
See, like it would make sense to me if there's a gameplay gimmick that involves, you know, like sliding blocks around. Like you could have like an entire like set of like weird powers that play on the various like interface tropes of the iPhone.
Right.
Like, oh, you need to tilt
call.
this, you know, platform towards you, or
right.
things like that.
That's true. That's
Which,
true.
I mean, who knows if that even exists if you're an hour into the game and, you know.
Appreciate what they're going for here, because I mean this game seems heavily influenced by like non-violence and exploration, and you know, those are two awesome things.
Yeah,
So,
that's definitely a fresh take, if nothing else, when you
Yeah.
look at the ultra-violent video games of today.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if this has grabbed you, I think you should go ahead and check it out. It's available now on the App Store. It's universal. This is the iPad version that you're looking at right here, and check it out.